Good evening, straight up 6 o'clock. Chad Bryant playing you the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today on the station with Trevor and Margie in the morning, Mix 94.5. Goo Goo Dolls start off 25 minutes of continuous music. Mix 94.5, just inside 25 minutes of continuous music. Chad Bryant filling in for Jennifer Neal all evening long, playing your requests and dedications. Give me a call up, 351-9494. 18 Till I Die CD is the name of this one. Brian Adams, The Only Thing That Looks Good on Me Is You on Mix 94.5. Mix 94.5, the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today 47 degrees. Beautiful day outside on this Saturday afternoon. The sun's shining, barely any clouds in the skies. Taking you back all the way to 1990 here with Alana Miles and Black Velvet. Mix 94.5.
I want to request a song.
Sure, what would you like to hear?
Ben Folds 5 song, the song called Brick.
Who's this?
This is Kristen Steik from Monticello.
All right, Kristen, here they are. Robert Sledge, Ben Folds, and Darren Jesse right here on Mix 94.5. Here at Mix 94.5, we're giving you a chance to give us your ideas, suggestions, or anything that gets underneath your skin. You can call Trevor and Margie at their Morning Crew suggestion box by calling our info line at 591-3131. Then just press 51 to leave them a message and talk all you want. Tuesday mornings, I'll play some of those back and try to tackle your ideas. It's the Morning Crew on Mix 94.5. Here's Billy Myers with Kiss the Rain. Mix 94.5, the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today my request lines are open, 351-9494. Just got a call from Julie for this song, Savage Garden, Truly, Madly, Deeply, on Mix 94.5. Mix 94.5, the station that brings you 25 minutes of continuous music, 2 of those every hour, like right now with Sister Hazel, and All For You on Mix 94.5. Mix 94.5, the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today. Now, this next song here was featured in the Nike spot in the Super Bowl, and all the money they made off of this song, they're going to donate to a charities. It's The Verb. They're also going to pay a little money to Keith Richards because they sampled a little bit of the Rolling Stones here in this song. It's their new one, Bittersweet Symphony, right here on Mix 94.5. Forecast. Today, mostly sunny all throughout the afternoon and a high of 44. Tonight, fair, cool, low of 23. Ending up your weekend tomorrow, we're going to see more sun in the sky and a high of 45. Starting off for your week, dry and a high of 46. 48 degrees in Champaign-Urbana. You can get that weather anytime. Just call us up at 591-3131. Now back into another 25-minute continuous mix of music with the Jim Blossoms and Follow You Down on Mix 94.5. From their self-titled CD, Third Eye Blind with How's It Going to Be, right here on Mix 94.5, the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today, don't forget, if you love 70s and 80s music, we have the biggest party on the radio every Saturday evening with your host, Patrick Quinn, from 7 to midnight, and on Sundays from 6 to 8, it's Kid Kelly and Backtracks USA. We get another 25 minutes of continuous music coming up next for you on Mix 94.5. Mix 94.5, just inside 25 minutes of continuous music. Request lines are open at 351-9494 to let me know what you want to play, or if you just want to call up and say, hey, Chad, what's going on? Bonnie Raitt keeps it rolling with 25 minutes of continuous music, something to talk about right here on Mix 94.5. Mix 94.5, just inside 25 minutes of continuous music with the new one from Blessed Union of Souls. On your dial, we're Mix 94.5.
You're always crazy.
Mix 94.5, Chad Bryant sitting along with you. We'll be checking in with Mike Blakemore. He's out at the office too this evening. And we're kicking it off. We're rolling with 25 minutes of continuous music here with Brian Adams. And The Only Thing That Looks Good on Me Is You on Mix 94.5. Mix 94.5, Illini versus Wisconsin this evening. Tip-off is set for just about 7 p.m. Hey, if you need a ride out to the game, hurry up to the office, too. Mike Blakemore is still out there. Or you can check it out on ESPN+. Right now, here's Sonny Came Home by Sean Colvin on Mix 94.5. Mix 94.5, the station where twice an hour we play a 25-minute continuous mix of music like this one from the Firecracker CD by Lisa Loeb. It's I Do on Mix 94.5.
8-337-1450. See why Covenant delivers babies by the bundle.
Channel 3 weather team says cloudy skies this evening with a low of 32. And tomorrow the clouds are going to stick around with a chance of snow in the evening and a high of 34. Friday, starting your weekend off, snow flurries and a high of 32. Saturday, cloudy with a high of 35. You can get that weather anytime. Just call us at our Mix Info line. That number's 591-3131. 36 degrees in Champaign-Urbana, and we're kicking off another 25-minute continuous mix of music. This one's from the Party of Five show on Fox, the Bodines and Closer to Free on Mix 94.5. 5.
94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5. 94.5.
Mix 94.5, we are the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today. This one's from the country sensation herself, LeAnn Rimes with How Do I Live? We're going to hear more and more about her, I think, in the next few years. A lot of talent in this girl, right here on Mix 94.5. Mix 94.5, good evening. I'm Chad Bryant, sitting along with you, playing the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today. Illini's taking on Wisconsin this evening at 7 o'clock. If you can't catch the game, check it out on ESPN+. And I'm going to be playing you 25 minutes of continuous music here. This one's from the Wallflowers and One Headlight on Mix 94.5. Mix 94.5, the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today. They call this kind of music ska. It's the Mighty Mighty Bosstones and the impression that I get right here on Mix 94.5. Yeah. Great percussion and instrumental there by the Mighty Mighty Bosstones and the impression that I get on Mix 94.5, the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today. It's time to check in one more time with Mike Blakemore. I think he made it onto the Big Ten Express and he's headed out on his way to the game. Mike, you out there?
Thanks a lot, Chad. It's Mike Blakemore. We are hanging out, the Big Ten Express going on.
Along with you, playing you the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today on the station with Trevor and Margie in the morning, Mix 94.5. Deion Ferris kicks off 25 minutes of continuous music.
Champaign, Urbana's best. You might as well be walking. You might as well be walking on the sun.
Mix 94.5, just inside 25 minutes of continuous music. If you're headed on your way home from work, or if you're just sitting around at work, give me a call up, 351-9494. My request lines are open. Let me know what you want to hear. Request or dedications. 25 minutes of continuous music rolls on with Boyz II Men, Mariah Carey, and One Sweet Day on Mix.
Sorry.
Mix 94.5, Chad Bryant filling in for Jennifer Neal this evening. 33 degrees in Champaign, Urbana. A little chilly outside. We're supposed to get more snow throughout the evening. Right here, Duncan Sheik barely breathing on Mix 94.5.
I know what you're doing.
Mix 94.5, playing you the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today. My phone lines are going to be open all night long at 351-9494. Give me your request or dedications. Sarah McLachlan right now with Sweet Surrender on Mix 94.5. Mix 94.5, the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today from her CD Surfacing, Sarah McLachlan and Sweet Surrender. Wrapping up 25 minutes of continuous music. Coming up, we got more requests and dedications. Plus, we're going to take a look at that 4-day forecast. It's all next on Mix 94.5.
Trev and Margie on Mix 94.5. For the Illanova Corporation and Mix 94.5. Shop these.
Mix 4-day forecast.
Your exclusive Weather Channel forecast. Those clouds are going to produce some snow showers all throughout the evening, reaching down to a low of 25. Tomorrow, more clouds with flurries possibly in the morning, reaching up to a high of 35. But the snow is going to end tomorrow evening, reaching down to a low of 25. And that Thursday afternoon is going to bring us some more snow, reaching up to a high of 38. You can get that weather anytime. Just call us at our Mix 94.5 info line. That number, 591-3131. 33 degrees in Champaign, Urbana. San just gave me a call up, wanted to hear the new Savage Garden song, Truly, Madly, Deeply, right here on Mix 94.5. Mix 94.5.
Hi, I'd like to request a song, please.
Sure, what would you like to hear?
Come On, Eileen.
Great song. Who's this?
Heather.
Who's playing you the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today?
Mix 94.5.
Mix 94.5, the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today. Chad Bryant sitting along with you. Give me a call up, 351-9494. That's my number for your request and dedications. This one going out to Jamie working at Sino Formawell. Matchbox 20 and Push on Mix 94.5. Mix 94.5, the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today. Had a lot of dedications for this one. It's Celine Dion, the new one, My Heart Will Go On, right here on Mix 94.5.
Are you ready to go back to Titanic?
Wrapping up 25 minutes of continuous music, our special Mix 94.5 version of Celine Dion's My Heart Will Go On. That's the love theme from the Titanic. Right here on Mix 94.5, the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today. Another 25 minutes of your request and dedications coming up. Some Gin Blossom's Third Eye Blind, and we're going to hear from Miss Janet Jackson herself next on Mix 94.5.
We're here live at a press conference where
Or call 356-1770.
Good evening, Chad Bryan taking your requests and dedications at 351-9494, playing you the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today. Mix 94.5. Dishwalla kicks off 25 minutes of continuous music. Mix 94.5, just inside 25 minutes with Chad Bryan, playing your requests and dedications. Just got a call up from Estella who'd like to make a dedication to Mike, Joe, Julie, Anna, and Jamal. Anything from the Jacksons, so I decided to pick out a little Janet Jackson herself with a little Control, going back to 1986, right here on Mix 94.5. Mix 94.5, playing you the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today. Chad Bryan filling in for Jennifer Neal. Tonight and tomorrow night long, all you have to do is give me a call up at 351-9494, and I'll play your requests and dedications all the way up until 11 o'clock this night. Right now, Third Eye Blind and Semi-Charmed Life. That's my life right now. I love this job right here on Mix 94.5. Mix 94.5, the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today with the new one from Sister Hazel with Happy on Mix. Mix 94.5, the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today wrapping up 25 minutes of continuous music from their somewhere more familiar CD, Sister Hazel with Happy. We're going to take a look at your exclusive Weather Channel forecast coming up, and another 25 minutes of continuous music in that block. Alanis Morissette, Chumbawamba, and we're going to hear from Seal on Mix 94.5.
Trev and Margie on Mix.
Oh, you could swagger. Listerine toothpaste, good for teeth.
Your exclusive Weather Channel forecast. Those clouds are going to produce some snow all throughout the evening, reaching down to a low of 25. More clouds remain in the sky tomorrow with more flurries possibly mostly in the morning, reaching up to a high near 35. Tomorrow evening, the snow is going to end, reaching down to a low of 25. And that outlook for Thursday afternoon, the snow is going to return, reaching all the way up to a high of 38. Currently in Champaign-Urbana, it's 33 degrees, and you can get our weather anytime. Just give us a call up at our Mix 94.5 info line. Mix 94.5.
Hi, are you still taking requests for tonight?
I sure am. What would you like to hear?
Boston, More Than a Feeling?
Great song. Who's this?
This is Ken Tibbin.
Here's Boston, More Than a Feeling on Mix. Mix 94.5.
Hi, can you play Girls Just Want to Have Fun?
Ooh, by Cyndi Lauper.
Yes, please.
Do you just like to have fun too?
Oh, I do.
Who's this?
This is Missy.
Who's playing you the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today?
Mix 94.5.
Mix 94.5, the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today. Just got a call for a dedication for Katie, Belinda, and Rachel. Anything I wanted to play, and I couldn't think of any better song than REM and Losing My Religion. Give me a call up, 351-9494 at Mix 94.5. Mix 94.5, playing you the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today from her Blurring the Edges CD, Meredith Brooks, and What Would Happen right here on Mix 94.5. Meredith Brooks with What Would Happen right here on Mix 94.5, the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today rounding out 25 minutes of continuous music. Don't forget, if you love 70s and 80s music, it's the biggest party on the radio every Saturday night with my man Patrick Quinn from 7 to midnight. All you have to do is give him a call up, 351-9494. He's probably one of the coolest guys I know. And on Sundays from 6 to 8, Kid Kelly, more 80s music with Backtracks USA. We got another 25 minutes of continuous music coming up next on Mix 94.5.
That's Liquid Green Lawn and Tree Care in Champaign and Danville.
Good evening, 3 minutes past 8 o'clock with Chad Bryan, playing you the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today on the station with Trevor and Margie in the morning, Mix 94.5. Jane Arden kicks off 25 minutes of continuous music. Mix 94.5.
Hi, can I request a song?
You sure can. What would you like to hear?
How about Frozen by Madonna?
Did you hear what she said about Monica Lewinsky?
No, what'd she say?
She told her to get a life.
She does need a live.
Who's playing your request and dedications?
WLRW.
Mix 94.5, Chad Bryant playing your request and dedications. All you have to do is give me a call up at 351-9494, and I'll play your request and dedications. Right now, Backstreet Boys, Quit Playing Games with My Heart, right here on Mix 94.5. Mix 94.5 got a dedication going out to Amber from Connie. It's Sister Hazel and all for you right here on Mix 94.5. Mix 94.5, the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today. Dedication there going out to Amber from Connie. Sister Hazel wrapping up 25 minutes of continuous music with All For You. We're going to take a look at your exclusive Weather Channel forecast, plus another 25 minutes of your request and dedications coming up next on Mix 94.5.
Trev and Margie on Mix 94.5.
Boston, have a good morning medicine. Use as directed.
Your exclusive Weather Channel forecast. Those clouds are going to produce some snow throughout the evening, reaching down to a low of 25. Tomorrow, more clouds, more flurries coming our way, mostly in the morning, reaching up to a high near 35. And tomorrow evening, the snow is going to end, but the clouds are going to stick around, reaching down to a low of 25. The snow is going to return on Thursday, and we're going to reach all the way up to a high of 38. You can get that weather anytime. Just give us a call at our Mix 94.5 info line. That number, 591-3131. Or you can give me a call up here at 351-9494 for your request and dedications. 25 minutes of continuous music rolls on from the lead singer of the 10,000 Maniacs, Natalie Merchant, and Carnival, right here on Mix 94.5. Sheryl Crow and Every Day is a Winding Road, wrapping up 25 minutes of continuous music on Mix 94.5, the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today. Don't forget, you can check us out on our homepage at www.mix945.com. You can get special information about Mix 94.5 contests. You can check out all of our DJs, and you can email us and let us know what you think of the station. It's all at www.mix945.com. It's from your friends at Net66 and all of us here at Mix 94.5. Don't forget, 25 minutes of continuous music is coming up next. Mix 94.5.
Hi, could you take a request?
I sure can. What would you like to hear?
Phil Collins, She's an Easy Lover.
Who's this?
This is Derek.
Who's playing your request and dedications?
Mix 94.5.
Mix 94.5, where twice an hour we play you 25 minutes of continuous music. Chad Bryan along with you. I just heard some good news about Jim Carrey. If you're a big fan of his, he's going to be playing Andy Kaufman in an upcoming movie. If you remember Andy Kaufman, he played Latka on TV's Taxi in the early 70s, and he was best known for wrestling over 300 women throughout his career. So that's going to be coming up here in the next couple of years. Keeping it rolling with 25 minutes of continuous music. Sheryl Crow, Every Day is a Winding Road on Mix 94.5. Mix 94.5, the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today, somewhere more familiar CD, Sister Hazel on Mix. Mix 94.5, the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today, wrapping up 25 minutes of continuous music there from their somewhere more familiar CD, Sister Hazel with Happy. We get another 25 minutes of continuous music coming up next in that block. Journey, Matchbox 20, Bonnie Raitt, and a little Blessed Union of Soul. Plus, we're going to take a look at that 4-day forecast coming up next on Mix 94.5.
Trev and Margie on Mix 94.5.
90 ATART.
Your exclusive Weather Channel forecast. Don't put those winter coats away yet, because we're going to see snow showers mostly throughout the evening after midnight, accumulating up to 1 inches throughout the evening, reaching down to a low of 30. Tomorrow, more clouds and colder with snow showers reaching up to a high of 32. And tomorrow evening, cloudy with snow flurries reaching down to a low of 28. Outlook, the snow is supposed to end by Wednesday, reaching all the way up to a high of 32. You can get that weather anytime. Just call us at our Mix Info line. That number, 591-3131. 34 degrees in Champaign, Urbana. Journey kicks off the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today a 25-minute continuous mix of music with When You Love a Woman right here on Mix 94.5. Mix 94.5, the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today. Well, if you haven't heard, Tommy Lee is out of jail now, and Pamela Lee, as the reports say, she is going to file for divorce after last week they put him in jail. The judge put his bond down to $500,000 so he could afford it. It's all that crazy stuff going on in Hollywood. Keeping it rolling right here with Bonnie Raitt, something to talk about on Mix 94.5.